Okay, so this morning I'm going to be starting another batch of chicken stock. Okay, I have added some more water to about 1 inch of this from the surface, and I've cut up some celery stalk and 1 whole onion, cut it into quarters, even with a bit of peel. Now that one didn't have much peel, but I did find 1 peel in my refrigerator drawer. So I'm adding that and my last piece of celery. So I will allow this to come to a boil, and as I say, as soon as it's come up to temperature, turn it down and allow it to simmer all day long. Okay, my chicken stock is simmering away nicely, so I'm just going to leave that on a gentle simmer for hours and hours and hours. But my big job today is... Okay, so my main job today is to can up a whole bunch of salmon that Mark brought home. And I have no intention of ever cleaning these things, but he did clean it for me and put it in the fridge overnight and asked me if I was willing to can it up, and I said sure. So of course there's 2 options, either can it up or put it in the freezer. But I told him no, just put it in the refrigerator overnight, and that I would can it up in the morning. See how well I do with this. I don't know what size he cut them at. I may have to cut them down a bit, but that's fine as well. So I'm going to get myself a cutting board, and I'm going to fill up all these jars. Now I've got a dozen jars behind me, and I've got another dozen in a case in case I need more. And first of all, now that one almost fell. Okay, so first of all I'm going to cut these in half, because there's no way that I'm going to be able to stuff that whole steak into a jar. So we'll see how I can do this. Now they say to put the skin out, but let me tell you, it's so much easier to bend the thing with the skin on the inside rather than the outside of the jar. So I'm going to cut these and put, well, let me see if I can do the skin on the outside. Okay, well that worked. And I'm going to start off with large chunks in each jar, and after that I will probably add smaller bits to fill these up a little bit more. So I don't know how many jars I'm going to get. And I'm cutting right through the bone there. Okay. Now you add nothing else to this other than the fish itself. Let's see if I can... That's the hard part, is packing these. I'm going to cut this one. As I said, I'm just going to start with the bigger chunks in separate jars and then fill them up. That will be the easiest thing for me to do. I think I have the wrong knife. So I'm going to get a cleaver and see if I have an easier job with this. Definitely works better. pan, I could do this instead. That might fill up a jar. Certainly does. Live and learn. Okay, I have a few salmon steaks that we froze, but while I'm waiting for those to thaw, because we are going to can those ones up as well, I'm going to complete the process for this batch. I really don't want to leave them sitting uncovered for any length of time. So I'll be right back. I want to just get some vinegar. Okay, and I absolutely, definitely want to clean the sides of these with vinegar real well, because salmon is a bit on the oily side. And so you want to make sure that you have a clean edge that allows the lid to seal properly. So I've got my lids in hot water here. You no longer boil them, but you do keep them in hot water. My rings. So there's the first jar. And I'm going to put that directly in the canner. Now I don't have any water in my canner just yet, but I will be putting cold water in the canner because these are cold. And I want to keep the temperature the same from the jar to the water, as so that there isn't any accidents and you break jars. Okay, lovely. See if these steaks are thawing yet. They're coming along. I've just got them sitting in some ice, well, in some water. Okay, number 3. Now I could add salt to this, but I'm not going to add anything at all. Anyway, you need 3 quarts of water, and that's my 3 quarts. So turn on my heat. I got to get this up to a boil. I'm going to put the lid on. I have allowed the canner to vent for a full 10 minutes, and I've put on my 10 pounds pressure because that's what's required for my altitude. Okay, so now I'm just waiting till this unit comes to 10 pounds pressure. This should start to rock gently at that point, and then I will turn the heat down just a bit and just keep it rocking at that rate. And this has to can for a full 100 minutes. So that is 1 hour and 40 minutes to can salmon. And the only way to can salmon safely that I'm aware of is to use a pressure canner and use this method. And even for half pints, whether you use pint jars or half pint jars, it is still 100 minutes that you have to can this. Okay, I will hopefully get a shot of this when I pull it out of the canner. Okay, this is the result of my labors today. I have all these jars of canned salmon and they look lovely. And I hope that you all are having a wonderful Thanksgiving gathering with family and friends and lots of good food to eat. And we will catch you on the next one. Bye for now.